Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the weeds on something pretty chilling.
We are. We're looking at the Vours, these fear eaters from the Devouring.
Right, and not just the story, but trying to figure out the actual playbook for surviving them. They don't just attack you physically, they use your own head against you.
Absolutely. And our main source is fascinating. It's this really strange handwritten journal Reggie Halloway finds, also called The Devouring.
And this isn't just some made-up diary, is it?
No, that's the creepy part. It details these supernatural things, but it's packed with dates, names, events, stuff Reggie and her friends actually verify. It maps onto real horrible history.
Okay, so our mission here is to basically extract the intel. How do these Vours operate? What are their weaknesses, surprisingly?
Yeah, and how does this whole fearscape thing work, that psychological battlefield?
And what did Reggie, Aaron, and Henry actually do to fight back? Because the methods seem extreme, almost backwards.
Definitely counterintuitive. It's all about psychic combat, really.
So let's start there. The Vor playbook. Rules of engagement.
Okay. The journal's pretty clear on this. Vours can take over your body, your mind, but only when you're really, truly scared.
Prime time for fear.
Right. And the absolute peak window for possession, sorry night.
The winter solstice?
Hold on. Wait, later on, we find out these things hate the cold, right? It's like they're kryptonite.
Exactly.
So why pick the absolute coldest, longest night of the year to go hunting? That seems strategically dumb.
But that's the awful cleverness of it, isn't it? It's not just about fear, it's about dread. They harness all the human misery and anxiety tied to the darkest, coldest, longest night.
So they amplify the fear using the environment they hate.
Precisely. They force the host body to endure the cold for them, while feeding on that heightened environmental dread. Think about Jeremiah, the first case in the journal.
The boy tied to the cross in the field.
Yes, on Sorry Night. And that chant, "For in the winter's blackest hours comes the feasting of the Vours." It connects the timing, the cold, the dread, and the Vours. And the trigger for the current events. It seems like Reggie just reading that journal out loud was enough.
It appears so. Like she spoke the invitation, and almost immediately, her younger brother, Henry, starts changing.
And his symptoms are our first real clues about how these things work physically, biologically.
Totally. This isn't just like ghosts and whispers. It's measurable. Henry gets unnaturally cold, like dangerously cold.
Didn't Reggie actually measure his temperature?
She did 74.3 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, well, it's medically impossible for a living person.
Okay, so rule number one, Vours invert body temperature. They make the host cold, and they must crave heat.
Which explains the weird sugar craving, right? Dumping massive amounts on his cereal. He needed fast, high-energy fuel to fight that internal Vor-induced cold.
And the emotional changes are just as scary. Complete apathy, right? Their mom had just left them.
Total blankness towards that massive family crisis, and then violence. Killing his hamster, General Squeak.
And lying about it. Like zero remorse.
The Vor seems to sort of hollow out all emotion except that raw, primal panic, which it then eats.
But the physical proof is undeniable. The skin thing.
Yeah. When he touches snow or gets really cold, his skin turns black, like deep black. Described like severe frostbite or some kind of burn.
So the Vor isn't just mental. It has a physical presence reacting to temperature. That's a vulnerability.
A huge one. And this is where Reggie and Aaron shift gears. They start treating the journal less like a horror story and more like a cold case file.
They're looking for clues, actual leads.
Exactly. Tiny details buried in the text. A specific date, May 12th, 1972. A name Joseph Garney, a killer mentioned.
Little breadcrumbs.
And these crumbs lead them straight to the journal's author, Macy Canfield, Jeremiah's sister.
In her house. It's not just abandoned, it's like a shrine to paranoia, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's deeply disturbing. You find things like cement mix, weird symbols, and piles of bird bones. It suggests Macy was desperate. Maybe she thought the Vor was biological, like a disease or poison. The theory is she was baiting birds, catching them, killing them, maybe testing them, looking for something to fight it physically. It's all very cultish and obsessive.
Almost like she was trying to create her own counteragent.
Could be. And her paranoia ultimately leads Reggie and Aaron to the cellar, the hidden room.
Sealed with glass.
Heavy glass, yeah. And chalk symbols everywhere. And inside, Jeremiah's skeleton.
Still there, after all that time.
Still tied to the chair, wearing his St. Giles medal. The journal confirms it. Macy trapped the Vor inside her brother's remains for 50 years.
She imprisoned it in its host. Wow.
But the seal gets broken, right? And that's when they see it.
The smoky black vapor.
Forming behind the glass. Proof it's real.
And it attacks immediately, psychically.
Instantaneously. Hits Reggie with the vision of Eben, her kind boss, violently. Well, it's gruesome, coughing up his insides.
A personalized nightmare.
Exactly. A preview of the Vours' main weapon. Find your deepest fear and make you live it.
Which brings us back to that core weakness, the cold.
Right. Despite all its reality-bending power, it hates cold, craves heat. This clicks for Reggie, and it leads to her radical plan.
The Mithridates strategy, named after the king who microdosed poison.
Yep. King Mithridates supposedly built immunity by taking tiny bits of poison. Reggie decides to do that, but literally with fear itself.
Ow.
She goes back to the Canfield basement, smashes the glass, and hits the Vour vapor with a CO2 fire extinguisher, freezes it solid.
Freezes the ghost.
Freezes whatever it is, and the frozen form then shatters. It disintegrates into this pile of blood-red spiders.
Okay, spiders, that's vivid. And then she does the unthinkable.
She grabs one of those spiders and eats it. Chews it up and swallows it.
She devours her fear, as she puts it. That's incredibly intense.
It is. It's visceral, but it's the key. By consuming a part of the Vour, she apparently taps into its network, its operating system.
Which is how she gets into the fearscape.
Yeah.
That's Aaron's idea, right?
Right. Aaron figures the Vours use the brain's fear center, the amygdala, like a back door, a portal to create this psychological battlefield.
And because Reggie ate the spider?
She can now plug in. When she's physically fighting Henry later, out in the snow, she suddenly finds herself inside his head, inside his fearscape.
What's it like in there?
It's Henry's personalized hell, a nightmarish version of a local carnival, Bottle Hill, filled with other Vour-possessed kids, and the main monster...
Berserko the clown.
Yeah, this horrifying clown with a hatchet for a hand, and Aaron recognizes it. He says it's from some slasher movie Henry watched.
So the Vour literally builds the nightmare out of the host's memories and fears. It customizes the attack.
Completely. And here's the most terrifying rule Reggie discovers in there. Injuries in the fearscape. They become real.
Wait, what?
Yeah. The clown slashes at her with its hatchet hand in the fearscape, and a real wound opens up on her actual shoulder, back in the real world.
So the Vour can make psychic damage manifest physically. That changes everything.
It absolutely does. The stakes become terrifyingly real, but the final battle in the fearscape isn't against the clown.
It's against Henry's core fear, isn't it?
Yes. The Vour takes the form of their mother, the mother who abandoned them, taunting him, hitting his deepest wound.
But Henry finds the strength.
He does. He confronts that manifestation. He tells her, I love you, Mommy, but we'll be all right without you. He accepts the reality, conquers the fear associated with it.
And that breaks the Vour's hold.
Instantly, the fearscape collapses. The Vour is ejected. He won by facing the truth, not by fighting the monster directly.
So, a hard-won victory. But the fight's not over. Not even close.
No. Just as they think they're safe, the other shoe drops. Quinn Waters.
The popular quarterback, Mr. Charming.
Turns out he's a Vour too, and he'd been watching Reggie, tracking her, ever since the journal showed up.
And he tries to finish the job, runs her off the road.
Unleashes another massive hallucination. Spiders, again? His particular brand, maybe?
But Aaron steps up this time.
He does. The Vour tries to use Aaron's fear, his near-drowning experience. But Aaron resists. He knows the rules now.
And he uses the Vour's main weakness.
Perfectly. Gets a knife, slices Quinn's bare feet, and shoves snow into the wounds.
Direct application of extreme cold.
And it works. Quinn is immobilized, incapacitated. You see those same black, frostbite-like marks appearing on his feet. Cold is definitely their override switch.
And then help arrives from an unexpected place. Eben Block.
Reggie's quiet, gentle boss from the bookstore. He shows up at the lake where this is happening.
And he's not scared at all.
Zero fear. He calmly deals with the immobilized Quinn, revealing he's an old soldier fighting a war Reggie's just stumbled into.
He takes charge, dispatches Quinn, creates a cover story.
A very specific one. Hypothermia, falling through the ice looking at the Pleiades star cluster. Details matter to him. He gets them out clean.
But Quinn said something before Eben intervened, didn't he? Something ominous.
Yeah. He told Reggie, we are the tip of the iceberg, baby. He implies there are many more, and something much bigger is planned. Nobody will see it coming.
So this isn't just about Henry or Jeremiah. It's bigger. A war.
That's what Reggie realizes. The fight isn't over. As she says, they will come for me again.
Okay, so let's boil this down. Key takeaways from all this horror.
Right. Number one, Vours aren't gods or demons. They seem almost biological, organic, anyway. They have a measurable physical presence.
And a critical weakness. Extreme cold. It disrupts them, maybe even injures or immobilizes them.
Number 2, their main weapon is psychological. They use your fear center, the amygdala, to build a custom fearscape.
And crucially, damage inside that fearscape can translate to real physical injury. They weaponize perception into reality.
And finally, the only way to beat them seems to be internal. You have to confront and conquer the specific fear they're using against you. Courage breaks the connection.
Reggie and Henry survived, but look at the cost, the trauma, the physical wounds, Henry losing his childhood. It's immense.
It really is, which leads to that final, really unsettling thought, Quinn's line.
We are the cure for fear.
Yeah, think about that promise. These things offer to literally devour your fear, your anxiety, and leave you with what? Liberation, power.
So the question for you listening, in a world filled with everyday stress, constant worry, if something offered to just take all that fear away, how tempting would that be?
How easy would it be, really, for an ordinary person to say yes? To choose the Vour?
Something to think about.